Hazel. Oh, my dog just came in here and just farted. Terrible. Something terrible. I just got crop dusted. Oh, it's in my mouth and everything.
The Zevo likes to talk about life while he's shooting people in the face. The Zevo.
What is going on, everybody? It's Lazevo here. Just had to readjust my mic settings. It's been a while since I've talked about life while shooting people in the face. That's kind of what I like to do the most, and I just haven't done it a lot. Been busy with life and lots of cool, exciting stuff happening, which I'll talk about probably later on. But right now, I just had something on my mind, and what do I like to do when things are on my mind? Get on here, talk to you people. The gameplay you're looking at is from Titanfall. It's a little attrition gameplay. Just something I had saved up from a stream, like a little stream highlight. But I'm not really going to talk about it. It's just kind of in the background. You guys can enjoy a little Yaga ass kicking, as VA Silverback would say. This is his game. I'm looking forward to gaming with that guy again. He's been on a little hiatus himself. But anyway, what I want to talk about, and you guys probably can tell by the title of the video, and I'm sure you've seen it all over the news. Even if you're not a sports fan, you know this, but LeBron James has re-signed with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And if you're not a basketball fan, this video is not really about basketball, so stick with me, hear me out. It's just basketball is like the vessel that's going to take us where we want to go, and it's not about that. What I want to talk about is LeBron James and the importance of leaving a legacy. So my history with LeBron James started, obviously he was all over ESPN, coming out of high school. This guy was he was the next best thing since sliced bread, right? He was the next Michael Jordan and supposed to surpass and be greater than Jordan. And he gets drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers. And if you're not a sports fan, you might not know that he originally is from the Northeast Ohio area. That's where he grew up. That's where he played high school basketball. And that's significant because to me, as a kid, I grew up in the Detroit area and I was a Detroit Pistons fan. Now, had I been lucky enough to be the most highly touted basketball recruit in ages, and to be able to go directly into the NBA, and my team, my Detroit Pistons, just so happened to have the number one pick, that would have been a dream come true. That would have been, I don't know, that just would have been crazy. I mean, that's something every day I would shoot baskets in the driveway as a kid and just envision, 3, 2, 1, me hitting the game winner for my Detroit Pistons. Like, that was who I wanted to play for. That was who I pulled for. That's who I loved. And I can only imagine that being such a great basketball player himself, that he grew up as a Cleveland fan. He was probably in that same boat. So it makes it real like storybook. Like, one of the things that people love about sports so much is how they just the stories that play out in sports and the drama. People like drama, and just inherently in sports you get that. And this is something that you write movies about, where a kid grows up loving basketball, loving this team, and is lucky enough to be drafted by them, number one overall pick. I don't know what the odds are of that, but it's pretty rare. There's not many number one overall picks, and not many of them get to go to their hometown. And so you're starting off your career not only highly touted, but with a chance to do something special. You're getting drafted by the team you love, who by the way hasn't won a championship in 50 years or something. And just that city in general is just on a championship drought across all sports. And you get the chance to do something really special, and that's become the greatest player in NBA history, and do it for the team that you love and the city that is behind you probably more than anybody else will be. And then what does he do? He's there for a few years, and I remember I hated him. I'm a Pistons fan, as I mentioned, and he was beating up on the Pistons for a while. He's a great basketball player, maybe even the greatest physical specimen the sport has ever seen. I'm not going to take that away from him. And watching him his first few years in the NBA, it was clear. I mean, he was I remember I just kept having the thought, what is this guy doing? Like, this guy was in high school last year, you know, when he was a rookie. He's sitting there scoring 20 points a game, and I'm like, imagine trying to D him up as a senior. That's crazy. But so he comes in, and his first few years, you know, he's with Cleveland, and they're a bad team. And he's learning how to play, you know, he's learning how to play the sport, learning how to be a leader, and it's hard. He finds out that it's hard. It's not going to come easy, and it's hard. But he battles adversity. He gets them to the NBA Finals not once but twice. It gets the Cleveland Cavaliers to the NBA Finals not once but twice. Granted, he didn't have much success there with them, but you know, he was on a team. He got them to the point where they're winning 60-plus games a season and making the NBA Finals. So, in my opinion, he's on the cusp. He's on the verge of becoming greatness, to fulfilling that storybook ending. And I remember the NBA Finals, his last NBA Finals with Cleveland. There was like the press giving him a hard time about how many shots he took one game, and towards the end of that series, I want to say it was like Game 3 or it might even have been Game 4. But he just quit. He just flat out quit. You could see it on the court. Every time he got the ball, he just passed it, almost like as a, oh, you want me to pass? Here you go. And I remember thinking at that moment that for all of his physical abilities, this is a guy that that's just quitting. He gave up. You know, you want to talk about Michael Jordan. That's another guy that I hated. Obviously, he's looked at as the greatest player of all time, at least arguably. And I hated him because he played against my Pistons. But I respected him because in that situation, there's nothing you could tell Michael Jordan that he couldn't do. You say, you can't win a championship with the Chicago Bulls. He was like, oh yeah, watch this. I'm going to fill up my hand with rings. Like, that's the kind of mentality he had. And then so LeBron James hits that wall. And he realizes, man, this is going to be tough. And what does he do? The decision. I'm taking my talents to South Beach. And I know I parodied that video a long time ago, but it's because I think it's so ridiculous. He's like, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. So he goes down there, and immediately fans are burning jerseys, and it's a betrayal. That storybook ending that storybook life that he was creating, that was in his hands, that he had a hold of, he just let it go. He just traded it in. And he got his championships. He won 2 with Miami. But he lost credibility. He lost respect. He took the easy way out. Nobody likes people that take the easy way out. Sure, it was easier for him to go there and pair up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and win some championships. But that, you don't admire. People don't admire and look up to this guy took the easy way out. Like, he could have won 12 championships in Miami, and that's not worth as much as the one that he would have won or could have won in Cleveland. And so I'm titling this video, The Importance of Leaving a Legacy. Because what he did in that moment, I don't know if you heard the expression, what good is it to gain the world but lose your soul? Like, that's what I felt he did in that moment when he chose to go to Miami. I felt like he got his championships. He got, he was the flashy player. He got a bunch of attention. A lot of it was negative. Most of it was negative. He takes a lot of criticism for the things that he does. And so now he's back in Cleveland. As hard as that would be to accept as a fan, I think it's important. I think a lot of what he wrote in his letter, you can go look at that. It's on si.com. SportsIllustrated.com, and there's a lot of things in the letter that I think are good, and I think he recognizes that leaving the way he did, it leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. It tarnishes his legacy, and in my opinion, he has one chance to correct it, and that's to go back and redeem himself by winning that championship in Cleveland. And I think we need to look at that in our own lives and figure out what kind of legacy we're leaving. Are we teaching our kids to take the easy way out? Are we teaching, is that the kind of people that we want our kids to look up to? Or do we want our kids to have like true heroes, people that are fighting for things that they believe in, people that are embracing embracing that thing that's right in your hands and not missing out on that? I don't know. Those are my thoughts. So, I don't know. That's enough LeBron talk. I'm done. Talk to you later, guys.